How's it? If you are watching this video, there's a high likelihood that you own a business or you represent a business that's been loaded on HowzitCanada.ca. And in this video, I just want to quickly take you through your listing and how to optimize it for our audience. But before we go there, let me first explain why we started Howzit Canada. The reason I started Howzit Canada is because even though I've been in Canada since 2021 and I love this place, it's my new home, I love Canada, I still miss that connection to my roots. You know, I spent 50 years of my life in South Africa, and it is part of my being, you know, and the closest I can get to connecting with that root of mine is by connecting with other fellow South Africans. I was speaking to somebody today and he was saying, you know, sometimes even though he's not Afrikaans, he's from Durban, but sometimes it's just to go into a place and hear some Afrikaans being spoken. It's that connection, and that's there. And it's not for everyone, don't get me wrong. There's South Africans that move here and they want to forget South Africa. Now, good for them. For me and for a lot of other South Africans in Canada, we miss that connection to our roots. And those are the people that's going to come to the Howzit Canada website. Those are the people that's going to come through here, and those are the people that are going to look at your listings. And with that in mind is why I want to show you how to optimize your listing, because people buy from people they know, like, and trust, and that's what we need to create. And people, you know, and also that connection to the roots, because that's the most important thing. I mean, you can go know, like, and trust any Canadian bookkeeper or anybody else, but you still want that little bit of a connection, you know. I'm Afrikaans. It's awesome. I take my car to be serviced at Jonathan's garage and we speak Afrikaans while I wait there. You know, it's just that. That's what this site is all about. And we need to optimize our listings for that. So let's quickly start off. The first thing we need to do for our listing is, just before we get that, one small thing. Most of these listings were loaded by volunteers. We've been searching high and low to find these businesses. The listings are loaded by volunteers. If you are an owner of one of these businesses and you don't want your listing here because you don't want to connect with the South Africans, it's also understandable. Let us know and we will remove it. But if you want your listing here, let's get it right. Your listing consists out of 5 elements: your logo, short description, long description, images, and contact details. So let me quickly take you through all of them. The first thing is your logo. The logo is going to show up on the listing pages. So as you can see, South African Shop, Netvleis, Lekker Baked Goods, great logos. The logos also show up on your listing itself, so on your page for your business. So it's obviously essential to get a decent logo. You know, if you look at some of the logos, I know the volunteers pulled it from online, so in some cases they couldn't get a proper logo, like Cedo Snacks, for instance. It looks very pixelated or fuzzy. Please send us a proper logo, and if you don't have one, reach out to Lewis or to me and let's organize to get you one. The whole point is we want to make this site great, not only for you, but really for the people that come here that feel like they need that extra connection. So logos, let's get a proper logo. The second thing we need is a short description. Now the short description is what shows up on the listing over here, and it's essential to get it right. It's actually amazing. Cedo Snacks have got a brilliant short description. It's not too long, but it touches on all the touch points that we're trying to get here. Neil and Karen invite you to pop into the store, currently located at 385 John Street, Thornhill, Ontario, when you have a craving for a sticky biltong or any of their delicious South African products. So what works here? Number one, it's Neil and Karen. It personalizes it. Now we know we're dealing with Neil and Karen. I'm going there to see Neil and Karen. That's the key thing. Invite you, so they invite me to pop into the store, and they give me the address in the short description, which is great. So I know where it is. I know if I can get there. And then why would I want to go there? Well, when you're craving for a sticky, and also sticky biltong in Afrikaans shows that they can speak Afrikaans, or any of their delicious South African products. So that's a great example of a short description. This one, Busman Biltong, for instance, I mean, it's a good short description, but it lacks a lot of that personalization of the Cedo Snacks one. Busman Biltong brings the rich, distinct taste of South African cured meat to your door. additive, preservative, and gluten-free beef snacks are here. Now, that is a great description if you are selling to Canadians or to anybody else. If you're selling to South Africans, you're going to talk about biltong, and you're going to say, hey, John, I've been making biltong for many years. I've been here for so long, and this is who I am. This is a description that doesn't land with South Africans, if that makes sense. Because South Africans, if you talk to them about cured meat, they're like, what the hell are you talking about, Okay, next up is the long description, and this is arguably the most important part of this whole thing for two reasons. Number one, this is what SEO is going to pick up, and this is what's going to give you some extra mileage out there in the big wild world wide web. The second one is this is where you get to connect with the people that click on your listing. Like I said, people do business with people they know, like, and trust, and this is where you can get people to get to know you. And once they get to know you, they can get to like you and trust you. And this is where it happens. So let's have a quick look at a long description on a listing here. This is Brett Adamson. He's a realtor in Kelowna, and he kicks it off very well. I mean, hi, pleased to meet you. I'm a trusted and experienced Kelowna agent, and I place value in contributing back to my community. So he tells us who he is, how long he has been here. The only criticism I have on this one specifically, and Brett, I'm sorry, I don't mean to criticize you. Just before we get there, before I go there though, a quick little segue. Brett is an amazing guy. I actually met him last year at the Punchy course competition in Vernon, and he's also one of our family founding members. So Brett is supporting the South African Institute of Canada. Thanks, man. Anyway, the only thing that I can criticize on Brett's listing here, is the fact that he's almost talking as if he's standing on a stage and presenting to a bunch of investors, to a bunch of people that he doesn't know. And I would have preferred if he put his story there the way he told it to me when I met him in Vernon at the Punchy course competition, because that's who we are. This is not a page for people from all around the world to come and get to know Brett. This is a page for South African mates, for people that connect to actually come through and go, oh yeah, this is Brett. So I would have made it a lot more friendly, just less businessy. Brett uses a bunch of big words like ushered into real estate and things like that. It's not how I speak when I'm at the pub or at the braai. But for the rest, he's got it right. He tells a story, and that's the important bit. You need to tell a story. People need to get to know you over here. The second thing I can say about Brett is that he doesn't have a photo. So that's the fifth part or the fourth part of every listing is a gallery where we put photos. Now, part of getting to know, like, and trust somebody is to see their photos. There's so much behavioral studies and evidence out there, scientific evidence, that images carry up to 600 times more weight than actual words. So show photos of yourself, show photos of people that you've helped, show photos of stuff that you do behind the scenes. Those are the things that count. So if you have a shop, show that. If you're an accountant, photos of yourself. At the very least, a photo of yourself so we know who we're dealing with. And if you can show other photos, it's very, very important to load as many images as you possibly can on there. It's just part of that getting to know, like, and trust. And then lastly, the fifth part is your contact information. So it's very important to have an email address. You don't necessarily have to have a phone number, although, if you're a public figure and you advertise your services, it's probably a good thing. You've got your website, which is clickable. If people click on it, they're going to go straight through to your website. And then, of course, location. If you have a physical store that people go to, it's important to obviously put in the location. If you don't, it's not that important. You can leave it out, or you can just put Kelowna, just kind of a general location if you want to do that. And then any social media links. It's always a good idea to put social media links if you do have social media links. I just want to show you another listing here. So this is Merrill Kemp. Merrill, I'm sorry if I'm criticizing you. I don't mean it in a bad way, but just to show you guys what another listing looks like. Meryl is a licensed realtor serving in Fredericton, New Brunswick, currently with Exit Realty Advantage. So she tells a good story, or she tells us what she does. The one thing that she's got right is she provides service both in English and Afrikaans, which is also quite cool. But there's no story there. She needs to stretch it out a little bit. She does have a photo, which is great. You know, and coming to this Afrikaans bit, it is actually very important, if you can speak Afrikaans or Zulu or any one of those, to mention it in your story. Because, you know, I drive 45 minutes to take my car to Jonathan's garage for a service. I can just go down the road here to the Mr. Lube or whatever and get the service probably at about the same price. But I go there because, number one, I'm supporting Jonathan, and number two, while I'm waiting for my car, I'm speaking in Afrikaans. You know, I hear a little bit of extra Afrikaans. So I love supporting Jonathan, and I will drive the extra 30 minutes to get to him to go and take my car in. All right, guys, so that's how to optimize your listings on How's It Canada. If you have any issues or you need any help, reach out to us. That's what the South African Institute is about. We're trying to help each other out. We're trying to help out Saffas. So if you have problems with your logo or you don't have a high-res logo, reach out. We can try and make a plan. If you don't have a website, reach out. We've got people that will help us out with websites at almost no cost, very nice and cheap, hosting, everything. You know, reach out. Let's help you. Let's get this listing as good as it possibly can be. Not just for you, more for the people that are visiting it, that's connecting with us, you know, the guys that are craving that South African connection. All right, there's a booking link in the description. So if you want to, you know, if you have any questions and you want to jump on a quick call with me, just schedule a booking down there. It's going to take, it's in 15-minute increments. So you click on the link and book it. All right, guys, have a good one. Cheers.